Welcome back. Now, after 6 months of emergency rule in Rivers State, Governor Fubara is returning to office. And this has sparked up a lot of debate about his return and how the people of Rivers see this move from the emergency rule back to Governor Fubara's rule. And joining us via Zoom this morning to discuss on this is Treasure Timidare. He's a broadcaster and a public affairs analyst. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now, first of all, I'd like to know, in your view, what does Governor Fubara's return symbolize for Rivers State politics? What's the atmosphere like in Rivers State ahead of his return?
Well, the atmosphere is full of, I would say, a lot of expectation. Well, are the people excited? Of course, yes. Is there peace in the state? There has been peace in the state, to be very precise. There has been peace in the state even before the emergency was, instituted. The truth about it was that there was no war like it was claimed. There was no fighting. There was no demonstration anywhere. But the rule came in, and for 6 months, the state has been stagnant. There's been no development. There's been no meaningful development carried out in the state. There's been no projects commissioning. There's been no projects flag off. There's been nothing that has happened. It just apart from the election that was purported to have taken place, there was no activity that would say the government was functioning. It was just I don't know what to call that particular situation. But yeah, because of democracy, the Rivers is the only state that in the last 6 months didn't have an elected governor. And well, the people are excited. People, a lot of expectation. People are gathering together. Everywhere you go in Rivers State, what you just hear is the discussion of the coming back of the governor. So that was where it's charged already. People are expectant, and they want to see the governor back on the saddle, and they want to see that the university is functioning once again. All the abandoned projects will come back to light. There's a lot of bad roads everywhere. There's rain. I mean, rain now. This is rainy season, and everywhere is bad, and nothing is being done. So that expectation of let's our governor come back and take charge. I think that's what I would say that is really, really happening in the state now.
Dare, what would you say was the major cause of the state of emergency in Rivers State?
There was, like I said earlier, there was no reason for that state of emergency to be declared in Rivers State. Yes, what we have is political problem, political issue. There was nothing there that meant to happen. So there was no reason for that state of emergency. That's the truth. There was no reason for that state of emergency. That's the truth.
6 months, what it has done to Rivers State politically and socially?
It's taking us back like only God knows how many years I can say. It's taking us back. There is no reason. I said it, I will say it clearly. There was no reason for that, for declaration of state of emergency. There are other states that needed that state of emergency, but because of the political problem, and I keep saying something. Everything must not be politicized. I mean, why? Because you have a fight or you have a disagreement between the former governor and the current governor. Is that the reason why you should declare state of emergency? There was no reason for that, to be very honest with you. So the state was, in fact, it has drawn us backward for like 10 years back, because development was going on a very fast pace. The governor was, flagging up projects and commissioning projects, and business was beginning to pick up. But all of a sudden, all of those things stopped. And in the last 6 months, I know how people have fared. It's been battle for people, especially contractors who had jobs to do for the government. And these are guys that may have actually borrowed money from the bank to do that, to finance those projects or thereabout. And then you know what it means to be away for 6 months. So it has taken the state backward. To be very honest with you, in terms of development, infrastructure development, roads are bad now, insecurity everywhere. But of course, like I said, the people are very peaceful and hopeful that the governor will return, and the return of the governor will definitely, I repeat, definitely, make it a new turn in the activity concerning the state. Because in these last 6 months, it was like there was no governance in Rivers State.
There have been a lot of questions about how much control that Governor Fubara will have upon his return. So I'd like to know, in your opinion, how much authority and legitimacy do you think that he will really have upon his return, given the political fractures in Rivers State?
The fact is this. A lot of people will just insinuate things, we just talk about things, we just make things look as if we're there. Now, the governor said he has reconciled with his boss or his predecessor in office. He has reconciled, and those people that you see that are today elected local government chairman or members of the board, they were all in the same political family. These are things we need to understand, that they had disagreements and they choose who to follow. It does not mean that when a governor returns, he will not have control as governor. And what is this control we are talking about? He's a governor, an executive governor of a state. He has the powers and other stuff. Yes, to do a lot of things. But if he has said there is peace, that they have reconciled themselves with his political family, so I don't see any reason why we should be talking about control. No control. Would they disobey the governor? I don't think they would do so, because these are members of the same political family. These are all people that actually worked, make sure that the governor was elected during that election in 2023. So having control is what I don't understand. He's going to do his job, give out instruction, and of course, instruction will definitely be carried out, because if the former governor, who is now the FCT minister, has declared that there's peace between both of them, I'm sure it must have told the same set of people who were abusing the governor, so they're the one praising the governor. So what are we talking about control? I think we should just stop this insinuation where people think he has restored of his powers. The power of the executive governor is still there. The House of Assembly, if they have all reconciled, the issue of impeachment will no longer come up. And I'm sure they work together, because if they say they have peace, then I think the peace should be a lasting peace. Yes, fine. Those guys that worked with Governor Sim when before this whole issue, were also part of the family, the political family that brought the government to power. So if at the time there's agreement and they are reconciled, yes, the other side will be saying they're not carried along or whatever is happening. But the governor in his wisdom will definitely know what to do when he comes back to office. So let's wait and see. The issue of is not in control shouldn't come up at this point. But I think all we just need to do is that if the family say they have reconciled, let's wait and see their actions. But I don't think there is going to be any issue working together, because they were all together before the fight started.
Legal and public debate on whether Fubara must, take a fresh oath, or whether the suspension is going to affect his terms. What is your reaction to that? And if he's going to take the oath, what would be the political consequences, concerning Rivers State?
I don't think there's any oath he's going to take. He was only suspended. He wasn't removed. He wasn't. There's no new election that brought him back to power. So I don't think the issue of oath taking will arise. But of course, his tenure would really increase by 6 months, because this 6 months because he wasn't in office, he didn't do anything. So, and constitutionally, I'm not a lawyer, but constitutionally, like some lawyers said, that 6 months must be added to his tenure. So when the other people are running up their tenure, he will definitely have 6 more months to be in office. So that's the way. That's what is just obtainable. There's no issue of being taken oath. Who's going to give him the oath? He's ready to that oath for him. He was elected governor, sworn in, and he was suspended by the president, citing the part of the session of his powers. And so when he comes back, that 6 months will definitely be added to his tenure, because he must complete 4 years as governor, because he was elected to serve 4 years, not 3 years and 4 months, but he was elected to serve for 4 years. So that's it. That's where it's supposed to be. If he was removed and then maybe somebody else takes his place off, for instance, God forbid, he's no more, and the deputy governor is sworn in, the governor will complete the term. You understand what I'm saying? So, but this one, he was suspended, removed from office, and for 6 months. So when he comes back, that the law states that, so let all the legal firewalls, begin. Those that want to go and challenge it on in course can go there. But of course, the Supreme Court will never give you a final answer to that. So for me, I don't see him taking any oath to come back to office. He was suspended, and he has been recalled. Just like if you're working in the corporate environment and you go on suspension, when you return back, when they're going to start giving you another training because you're already doing your job before you were suspended. So when you come back, you continue from where you stop.
All right, Mr. Dare, now during the emergency administration, the governance structures were under the sole administrator, Ibas. So now that Fubara is coming back in office, what kind of institutional gaps or challenges do you think that he will most likely inherit after these 6 months of his absence? Mr. Dare. All right, it's quite unfortunate. It seems we're having some network issues with Timmy Dare. But while we wait for him to reconnect, we'll go on a very short break. And when we return, we'll continue our conversation. Do stay with
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.